Mr. Prime Minister, dear friend, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I sincerely thank President Draupadi Murmu, Prime Minister Modi, and all our Indian colleagues for the warm welcome extended to the Russian delegation. We have just concluded productive talks, including our detailed discussion yesterday evening at the Prime Minister's residence. I thank you once again for this special gesture. Our conversations were constructive and friendly, reflecting the particularly privileged partnership between Russia and India. Prime Minister Modi and I have built a close working and personal relationship. We met recently at the SCO summit, speak regularly by phone, and continuously monitor the progress of our strategic cooperation. Today, with our delegations, we reviewed the full range of bilateral ties and exchanged views on global and regional issues. We agreed on priority tasks for strengthening cooperation in politics, security, economy, trade, culture, and humanitarian exchange. A solid package of intergovernmental and corporate agreements has been signed, many aimed at expanding economic partnership. Bilateral trade grew another 12% last year, reaching around $64 to $65 billion. We believe it is possible to take this to $100 billion. And a new program of economic cooperation until 2030 sets clear directions for achieving this goal. Our economic teams will work to remove barriers, expand joint industrial projects, and deepen technological and investment ties. Work is continuing on a free trade agreement between India and the Eurasian Economic Union. Notably, 96% of our mutual transactions are already in national currencies, and financial cooperation mechanisms are functioning stably. Energy remains a key pillar. Russia is a reliable supplier of energy resources essential for India's growing economy, and we will continue guaranteeing uninterrupted fuel deliveries. Beyond this, our flagship project, the Kudankulam nuclear power plant, is progressing well. 2 units are operational, and work continues on 4 more, which will significantly contribute to India's clean and affordable energy supply. We also see great potential in small modular reactors, floating nuclear plants, and non-energy nuclear applications. We are jointly developing major transport and logistics routes, including the North-South Corridor and expanded use of the Northern Sea Route. Cooperation is growing in industry, machinery, digital technology, space, and pharmaceuticals. A new joint plant in Kaluga will produce advanced medicines using Indian technology, while Russian companies will participate in India's Make in India initiative. Humanitarian cooperation is also expanding. Youth exchanges, education partnerships, film festivals, and tourism. A new Russian TV channel
Mr. Prime Minister,
will strengthen cultural understanding, ladies and gentlemen, on global issues. First of all, Russia and India like to sincerely thank the President of the Republic of India. We pursue independent foreign policies and work together in the UN, Mr. Prime Minister, SCO, and all my Indian colleagues, and other platforms for more just welcome and democratic Russian delegation world order. We have just concluded our talks with our Indian colleagues, as well as our conversation and the right of every country to its own development tete-a-tete format as BRICS co-founders. We value India's thank you again for the sign of attention. Fully support India's BRICS These talks were very useful. Our long-standing military technical cooperation continues to deepen. Particularly privileged over half a century between Russia has supported the modernization. I would like to note that we have established a close working and personal. We are satisfied with today's discussions and confident. We met in September will further strengthen the Russia. We communicate on the phone on a regular basis. Thank you very much. We are constantly monitoring the development of Russian-Indian cooperation in all its strategic areas, as well as the implementation of key bilateral projects. Today, with the participation of the Russian delegation, we examined the entire range of relevant issues of Russian-Indian multilateral cooperation, exchanged views on key global and regional issues. Mr. Modi and I have agreed to jointly set out the priority tasks for further strengthening ties in politics and security, economy, trade, the humanitarian sphere, and the cultural sphere. As you have seen, a solid package of intergovernmental, interdepartmental, and corporate agreements has also been signed. Many of them are aimed at expanding economic cooperation between Russia and India. This is quite natural, because our countries are important partners in trade, investment, and technology. Last year, bilateral trade increased by another 12%, setting a new record. According to various statistics, the figures are slightly different, but in general, this is somewhere around $64 to $65 billion. It is predicted that by the end of this year, the volume of trade will remain approximately at the same level. At the same time, as it appears to us, it is possible to deduct these figures to the amount of $100 billion. In order to achieve such a significant goal, a program of development of Russian-Indian economic cooperation until 2030 has been agreed. This comprehensive document sets clear guidelines. The intergovernmental commissions, ministries, and departments of the economic bloc of the two countries are tasked with eliminating barriers to the flow of goods and capital, implementing joint industrial projects, deepening technological and investment cooperation. Mr. Prime Minister has given us a list of issues that, of course, both our country and India should consider very carefully. We will definitely do this. The development of Russian-Indian commercial ties would certainly contribute to creation of a free trade zone between India and the Eurasian Economic Union, and work on the corresponding agreement is already underway. With satisfaction, I would like to draw our attention to the fact that the countries are consistently switching to national currencies in their mutual accounts. Their share in commercial transactions is already 96%. Stable channels of credit financial and interbank cooperation. Russian economic operators are expanding the use of Indian rupee coming from the implementation of export contracts. Large joint projects are being credited to Russian rubles. The partnership in energy is developing successfully. Russia is a reliable supplier of energy resources and everything that is necessary for the development of India's energy. We are ready to continue to provide uninterrupted fuel supply for the rapidly growing Indian economy. Of course, bilateral cooperation in energy does not limit this. A flagship project to build the largest nuclear power plant in India, Kudankulam, is being carried out. 2 of the 6 reactor units are already connected to the power grid. Engineering and construction work continues on 4 more. The introduction of this nuclear power plant to full capacity will make a significant contribution to India's energy supply. It will help to supply Indian enterprises with inexpensive and clean energy. We believe that this could include the construction of small modular reactors and floating nuclear power plants, as well as the non-energy application of nuclear technologies in medicine, agriculture, and other areas. We are working with Indian partners on construction of new effective international transport logistics routes, including the north-south corridor from Russia and Belarus to the Indian Ocean. There are great opportunities for bilateral trade due to the expansion of the infrastructure of the Trans-Arctic Transport Corridor, including its main artery, the Northern Sea Route. There are many other sectors of the economy where Russia and India have accumulated positive experience. Joint initiatives in industry, machine building, digital technologies, space exploration, and other scientific fields are being carried out. For example, a large Russian-Indian pharmaceutical plant will be built in accordance with the trade agreement signed in the Kaluga region. High-quality antipyretic drugs based on cutting-edge Indian technologies in turn. Companies from Russia will launch industrial products as part of the India-Made program, which is a significant project by Prime Minister Modi. The prospects of strengthening cooperation between Russian and Indian entrepreneurs and business circles are being discussed at the New Delhi Business Forum. We will participate in its plenary session with Prime Minister Modi today. Russian-Indian humanitarian cooperation. For centuries, our peoples have shown a sincere interest in traditions, history, and spiritual values of each other. Scientific educational contacts, exchanges among youth in public circles, and the regular cross-border festivals of Russian and Indian cinema year after year, mutual tourist flows have increased. Today, the Russian TV channel will undoubtedly help the Indian audience to get to know Russia better and to receive objective information about what is happening in our country today. The key global and regional problems and the cohesion of the positions of the two countries has been confirmed. Russia and India are conducting independent foreign policy. Together with the United Nations, the BRICS, the SHOS, and a number of other states of the world majority, we are advancing the process of forming a more just and democratic multilayered world order. We are upholding the fundamental principles of international law, enshrined in the UN Charter. We are highlighting the right of each country to its own path of development and preservation of its cultural and civilizational identity, respect for sovereignty, and a balanced balance of interests of all participants in the global community. as the BRICS co-founders, Russia and India have done and continue to do to enhance the authority of this organization. As you know, next year India will be chairing the BRICS. We will provide all the necessary assistance to our Indian friends in the work on the current BRICS agenda. And, of course, I would like to mention that Russia and India traditionally closely cooperate in the military technical sphere. Our country has been helping to equip and modernize the Indian Army for more than half a century, including the Air Defense Force, the Air Force, and the Navy in general. We are certainly satisfied with the results of the talks. We still have a meeting planned with the President of India, Mrs. Murmu, but I can already express my confidence that the current visit and the agreements reached will contribute to further deepening the Russian-Indian strategic partnership for the benefit of our countries and peoples of India and Russia. Thank you very much.